Hey guys, this is a stream from one of my Facebook live streams. If there's a topic discussed here that you'd like to know more about, comment down below and who knows, I might use it as a topic for a future stream or YouTube video. So if you have any questions, let me know down below and enjoy. If you guys are catching this as a replay, make sure that you look at the description and there'll be a timestamp that shows you exactly where you're gonna tune in. So like at a certain point, I'm gonna actually get onto the main topic of today, which is body weight exercises, what you should be avoiding and what you should do instead. Okay, so I'll keep this here. You guys can comment live and I'll see your live comments. And first of all, we're starting out with the squats. I'm glad they started out with this as number one because it's probably the most important body weight exercise you can do. Now, for somebody who's been lifting for a very long time, just doing a body weight squat, it's like hard, but it's not that hard. I mean, like it's first of all, you should never stop doing the squats. If you can't get a good, a barbell on your back, or you can't do the goblet squats, or you can't grab a dumbbell and load this up, or do like a sumo squat deadlift or anything like that. If you can't do that, just do these, okay? You can make them harder by jumping, but a lot of times people have issues with doing this. Like I wouldn't really recommend jumping squats unless you had the joints for it. So if your joints are damaged and you're not really good at doing those kind of movements that are explosive and have like a hard landing, then I wouldn't recommend that. But what you can do to make this harder without weight is, and I don't think I've had Jim and Margie do this. You guys are still watching. Scott, I think you're still watching. I haven't had you guys do this, but you basically go down to the very bottom of the squat and you do a quarter squat. So like when she gets to, I wish I could like draw on the screen here, but when she gets to just, I'll highlight just this part of the squat, okay? So right here when she's at the bottom, see how we can see is all we can see is the very bottom? You could go down there, pause at the bottom, and then come up like maybe about, 3 inches or so, and then go back down again and do little pulses at the bottom. And you can actually pulse every time. So you go down and pulse, and that is a lot harder than just doing the squat, because like what happens a lot of times is people kind of have a springiness to them, so they kind of they get down really low. They might even bounce off of their I don't know if you can see my mouse here. I think you can. They bounce off of their legs there, so that's not good. Oh yeah, you guys can see my mouse. I see it. So obviously the squat's good. Okay, so I said try doing the quarter of a rep, focusing on the bottom range of motion. We also have, okay, there's like the lunge that you can do. We'll cover that. There's also pistol squats. I don't think this list includes pistol squats, but that's where you stick one leg out in front of you. Okay, so like we got to see the person doing this pistol squat here. Now, normally I would not recommend a pistol squat like this. This is your traditional pistol squat. Okay, so this guy, he's doing like, this is a very hard advanced version to do it. And a lot of times people's knees will go over their toes when they do this. And that's not necessarily a bad thing, but the way that I see a lot of people do pistol squats, it just like destroys their knees. And they see how much his lower back is rounding to get in this position. So like people with lower back issues, I would avoid the pistol squat. But if you use it with a modified version, like what this woman's doing, she's got the bench underneath her. You can still make squats a lot harder. So like say you do your pulses at the bottom of the squat, and you do the bottom quarter of the motion. Okay, it's kind of like a rep and a half. You do those ones. That you can make squats harder that way, or you could do them on one leg like this with the pistol squat, and you could also make it harder that way too. So pistol squats are good. The regular squat is good. And then also a wall sit. Lean up against a wall, and this is an isometric exercise, meaning there's no motion, but you're just kind of holding it there. And like you can kind of do this in between sets, or you could do it as a warm-up, but this would not be like your main exercise. Even if you're very weak, I would say like, the nice thing about the wall sit is you're not moving, like say this is your knee joint, you're not really moving the joint like this and crunching the joint. So if you just do a wall sit, that's a really, and by the way, I'll release all these notes when we're done. I'll try to summarize them, okay? So if anybody wants a copy of the notes, I'm probably gonna make a blog about it. So you go to onelifetolift.com/blog, okay? So you go onelifetolift.com/blog. Oh, mom says pulse squats, hell yes. Pistol, hell no. Yeah, you can actually do those pistol squats, Mom. Yeah, just make sure you got a bench behind you. They're actually pretty easy, and they really work on, that one really works on your balance. And as you get older, every single year you're alive past like age 45, well, 40 to 45, depends on how you look at it, but like your balance starts to decline, and you don't notice it till later. But when you get like past age 65, that's when you really start to see the differences. And no matter what you do, you lose your balance, even if you're completely healthy and not on any medications or don't have any major surgeries on your hips and knees and stuff like that. So make sure you work on your balance. You want to have some component of that in there, and doing single leg exercises will provide muscle balance, and it'll work like in terms of like, not being disproportionate one side versus the other. And you'll also have balance in terms of like your proprioception and your normal like sense of balance. So that's good. Okay, so let me go back to what we were doing here. So this one's really good. Now next week, it's funny, well, maybe not next week, but like in a future episode of this stream, I was definitely going to go through some how to use a stability ball and how to use a Bosu ball. So like the balls episode, but yeah, let's see like how these people are doing their oh yeah, they're doing it perfect. Okay, so this is exactly what I'm talking about. So you could definitely use a ball for this, but if you don't have a ball, they sell these little sliders, okay? I actually have some of these sliders. I think they're in my gym bag over there, but I can't reach it from here. So let me see if I can zoom in even more on what she's doing. Okay, so you can see here, she's got these little sliders. Yes, so you can buy these. They're very cheap. These are like $14. Okay, I have a pair that's very similar to these. They're not pink, but you just put these little sliders under your feet, and when you're on a rug, you can actually do these exercises. So you can see she starts with a leg out, and then she curls her leg in. And these things will just blast your hamstrings. So you can also do it on the rope. Like I have that TRX rope that I have over there, and this TRX rope will kill you. I mean, like I definitely, as a beginner, I wouldn't recommend starting out with the TRX rope, but there's also a day where I'm going to talk about how to do TRX rope exercises, but maybe not today, because I know a lot of people don't have TRX ropes and stuff like that, and they're kind of expensive if you get the brand name. So these are called, whoop, what did I just do? Let's see if we can see this guy. So here's a good example. See how he starts with his legs straight and then he curls his legs in, okay? Same thing with this person. They start with their legs straight, they curl it in, now they're activating their hamstrings there, okay? Now, it's very commonly done with the ball, but I don't see anybody doing it really, but honestly, you don't need the slider if you just have a pair of socks. So, see this? See the glute bridge with the ham curl, okay? So a glute bridge is like when you just lift your butt up off the ground, and a ham curl is when you curl your hamstring, like you curl your foot towards yourself. Now what you do here is you just go in the anywhere where you got a hardwood floor or tile or something like that, like the kitchen. Get a big pair of socks, like maybe some socks you don't really care about anymore. You don't want to get holes in them, because if you keep on doing this, you might get holes in them. Okay, so you get like a pair of skater socks, real thick socks or something like that. Put those on, and then what you do is you go into the bridge position, okay, and then you just, let me see it. I think they're doing it in this one. I don't really want to, for copyright reasons, I don't really want to use this clip, but basically you slide your feet. You bring your heels towards your butt and you slide it. So you extend your legs out and you slide them back in. You extend them out and you slide them back in. And when you do that, you'll feel a really good hamstring curl exercise. Maybe I'll show it real quick. This is, I mean, the odds of someone finding this and, oh yeah, this guy's doing it with a towel right now. Let's see if we can get this guy coming up and doing it. Okay, you see how he's doing it? Well, he's doing it really fast. I slow him down. See how he's curling it in and coming back out again? Curling it in, coming back out. Now, if you're in the gym, you could use some towels or something like that. But if you're just at home, just get a pair of socks and slide up and down like that, okay? So that's what I'm gonna recommend for those guys. And I'm going through leg exercises for a reason, because leg exercises is where you're gonna start, because those are the biggest muscles, okay? So the leg exercises I don't like are curtsy squats. Let's see if they got the curtsy on here. Yes, curtsy lot. Okay, this is the one that bothers me, because it's a good balance exercise. Now she's actually not doing a bad job here, but a lot of times you'll see people they do curtsy squats and they're going way But see, like a lot of times this puts a weird, watch what happens to her back knee here. It's like a very weird angle for the knee. And a lot of people, they put way too much weight on that back leg and they're like kind of twisting. Okay, so it's like, it's not really that great. Oh, now she's doing a cute little kick thing. I think that I see this all the time with women. They love doing curtsy squats, and I only see women trainers give this to like women. I don't see it applied anywhere else, and they just do it because it's like, oh, it's this cute little thing. You look feminine while you do it, and honestly, it's like they say that you do these to build your inner thighs up, but you build your inner thighs a ton by doing squats anyways. And I can think of some better ways that you can work your inner thighs, including using, just isometrically squeezing in. Like say you do like say you do a squat with ball between the knees. Yeah, that's a good one. So like you want to work, you really want to focus on the inner thighs, try doing these. Look what this guy's doing, okay? I would probably get a bigger ball than this. You can maybe find something like that, but basically you want to find one, like stick something in between your knees, squeeze with the knees. Same thing with the outer knees, the outer thighs. You want to work the outer thighs, use a squat with a hip circle. Okay, so now this technically uses equipment, so it's kind of, again, these are mostly body weight, but oh, she's got it on the wrong spot there. I guess we don't have a good shot at it. Oh, here she is. She's doing it. Oh no, she's doing crawls back. Anyways, you'd put the band around your knees just like that. Instead of crawling back and forth like that, you would just do the squats, okay? So don't do the curtsy squat. Avoid the curtsy, okay? Yeah, and Margie, you said you've seen women do it at the gym. There's nothing wrong with, it's like, that's the thing, is like they're not terrible. It's just, they're kind of a waste of time. Like just focus on loading up your regular squats. I'd rather you do a pistol squat than a curtsy squat, okay? Let's see if we can wrap this one up in the next half hour here. One thing that I should probably mention too that's a really good, if you're on a really good balance, one more leg exercise one, okay? So you guys ever seen like this little toy here, and it kind of tilts forward and comes back? It does a hip hinge basically, okay? So if you want to do that as an exercise, you can do this one. Oh boy. Let's say a single leg deadlift. You know what? Let's say the deadlift. See if that's on here. Nope, it doesn't have it on here. Single leg. Really? I'm surprised they don't have it on this exercise. Maybe drinking bird. Maybe they have it listed as a drinking bird. Really? Legs. Now this is a great exercise actually. This is working the side of your hips. Okay, but you could easily work this by putting the band. These outer hips, you could easily work those by doing your hips with the band on there. I do these all the time. I did this earlier today with a client online, one of my TBI patients. I was doing these, and it was very easy to demonstrate. We were both doing it over the webcam, and I have her do these to strengthen up her hips, because those side of the hips, those are the ones that, like, especially if you're a runner, if you're running and your hips are going side to side and you can't stabilize it from the sides by working the side of the hips, then you're going to have an issue. You're going to have pelvic instability that can lead to back pain, and it can cause problems with runners. I'm just really surprised if they didn't have like a, this, by the way, this is a really good exercise. Any kind of bridging is a good idea. So we talked about doing the hamstring curl with the bridge, but if you want to make bridges really hard, you can do a single leg version. I actually like this. I did this earlier with my client too. Donkeys. I don't even know what they're gonna call it. Anyways, let's call it what it is. It's a single leg deadlift. Okay. So this is basically where she's on one leg, she's just hinging at the hips, she's keeping her knees straight, and she's picking up a weight from the floor. Now you don't need to do it with a weight. Notice her weight is a kettlebell. I prefer doing it with kettlebells, but you don't need to do it with a kettlebell. You could do it with a dumbbell or whatever, but you don't need, here we go. She's not doing it with any weight at all. Just the act of leaning forward like this is plenty. It's gonna load up the hamstrings here, and it's gonna load up the butt. Not this butt muscle, the one in the back that we can't see, okay? So drinking birds is another really good one, okay? I'm gonna quickly mention a bunch of cardio exercises, but I'm not gonna go into detail about them. We're just gonna burn through them really fast. Let's see if they have them on the list here. Mountain climbers. Those are Spider-Man mountain climbers. You can do these, or you can do regular mountain climbers. This is a really good cardio exercise, okay, mountain climbers. Jumping jacks, I think everybody knows what that looks like. Air ropes, this is where you're jumping in place, and you got an imaginary jump rope. These are all cardio exercises, by the way. Jogging would be cardio. You can do high knees, okay, so high knee, do they have that here? Hey, they do, okay. Here we go. Now she's jumping. I wouldn't recommend jumping. I just remember, you can just stand there. Let me see if I can back up here. Just stand there and just do the high knees like this, okay? And then if you want to go a little faster, you can, but you don't need to jump like she does. That's going to give you a crazy cardio workout if you do it that way, but you could totally do that. You could also do stance switches where you're going like this, forward and back with your legs, and then mule kicks. Do they have mule kicks on here? Mule, nope. Mule kick. This one's pretty crazy if you've this would be a really hard exercise, but you basically kick back. Let's see if he's doing it. He's talking a lot. Right there. That's a mule kick right there. And then if you want to make it harder, instead of him bringing his legs up like that, you would kick out like in a straight line. Those are really hard. You want to do some hard stuff. Mule kicks. We'll probably cover that more in like a plyometrics kind of workout. Plyometrics is when you do a bunch of jumping exercises and stuff like that. So, you know, there's a bunch of cardio exercises you can do, but we talked about the hip thrusts. Oh, I should probably mention you could do calf raises, okay? There's nothing wrong with doing calf raises to work out your calves. Like calf raises here. Nope, they didn't even put it on this list. But yeah, just going up and down, okay? So you just stand up, you just go up on your legs and down, up and down. Just up on, you probably couldn't see me there, but you know, hey, I'm trying my best. Okay, so let's talk about upper body stuff. So one thing that I don't like is anything with internal rotation. Okay, so like, don't do this one. Let's say dips with internal, see if there's any good pictures that show this. Okay, so like a lot of people at home will do this kind of dip, okay? You know, they'll get some benches here. Now look at the angle of her shoulders. It's a little blurry here, but this is majorly internally rotating your shoulder, so it's probably gonna hurt. So instead of having so she's trying to do this to work out her triceps, but there's a lot better way you could work out your triceps. You could just do, you could do dips with, see, everybody does it this way. Look at this guy. Look at his shoulders too. Now it's true, it does work out your triceps really well, but we don't want to do those internal rotation exercises. So I'd rather you do a dip more like this guy's doing. But like, look, he has this special attachment. What if you don't have one of those? Well, you can get 2 chairs. Okay, so like instead of 1 chair, you want to get 2 chairs. This is why people usually don't do them, is because they, this guy's kind of doing it this way. I wouldn't necessarily recommend it this way. You could just easily get, you could do it at the bottom of the chair, but this is the idea. You have 2 chairs. Now look at the position of his shoulder is much better. Even when he goes down, he's gonna be a lot better. Now that's gonna be pretty tough as a body weight exercise, but you could do it. Oh, this lady's doing it better. Okay, look at how she's doing it. Whoops, nope. I don't know why I clicked on that. Oh, this guy's doing it. Hold on, if I can scroll over here. Yeah, he's got the 2 chairs here and he's going down to do dips, but that's again pretty tricky. Now these people, they're doing it better. Now her shoulder is internally rotated, but it's not gonna be as bad because if you look at her hands, they're kind of on the outside of the chair. So rather than being right here on the chair, if you can go on the sides of the chair, that's gonna be better. She's doing it wrong. Like, it's not wrong, it's just bad, okay? So which I guess is kind of wrong. So don't put your hands on the beginning, on the front of it like that. Put your arms on the side like this. See the difference between that and this? Okay, so that's probably the only other upper body exercises I don't want you guys to do incorrectly. And if you're doing push-ups, that's gonna cover your triceps for the most part. Scott has a dip bar, that's good, okay. Scott says we would not do it. No, you would not do you could do all these muscle groups on the same day, but you don't need to do like every leg exercise. You don't need to do every leg exercise I showed all in one day. Yeah, I don't know if I'm gonna go through this whole list. Oh, reverse lunges, okay. This one's really common. I would rather that you guys just do pulses. So like you get into this lunge position at the bottom here and you just go up and down without actually taking the step forward or back. It's not like lunges are terrible for you, but they can be really bad for your knees if you don't do them right. And doing reverse lunges is usually less likely to hurt your knees, but it requires more balance than a regular lunge, and most people fall over when doing lunges or their knees hurt them. So rather than doing that, I'd rather you guys just do step ups and step downs. It works the same muscles, and I don't know if they have that on here. Step ups? Probably not, because it's a body weight thing. But yeah, the curtsy lunges and these lunges, it's like, just trust me, your joints, unless you're really young and stuff like that, everybody that I work with that has messed up knees hates lunges, or they can't do lunges anymore, but they can do squats. So do squats, do less lunges, but unless you do the Bulgarian split squat. Is that here? Bulgarian, how about a rear foot elevated? Oh. This is the one exception. If you, I know Margie and Jim hate this one. Oh, and Scott likes this one too, the Bulgarian split squat. So this way you could do lunges. I'm a big fan of these ones. These are harder though. So, no. I actually don't even really like how that guy's doing it. She's doing it okay. Although I just recommend having her foot just resting on the back. So see where she's got her foot kind of curled up here? Now look over here. She's got her foot resting on there. I think resting your foot on like that makes a lot more comfortable. Now they have dumbbells on here because they're like jacked, you know, these people. But you don't need dumbbells to do this. Like this guy's doing with his foot relaxed too. So that's another really good one. But anyways, there's so many. Probably one of the best things about body weight exercises at home is there's a million leg exercises. But then when it comes down to like upper body, there's pretty much just push-ups and rows and like pull-ups and stuff like that, and that's pretty much all you need. And everything else is either complicating it or like the upper body stuff is pretty simple. Yeah, Scott does not like the Bulgarians. I know you don't. That's why I said you'll like it. Now watch out for those Bulgarians, or what did Margie call it? The Bulgarians? Was that you who called it Bulgarians? I can't remember. Okay, also like handstand, here's the other ones that you guys need to avoid for upper body. Handstand push-ups, okay? I know you guys aren't gonna do this stuff, right? Because I know you guys personally. I'm just saying, anybody else who's watching this, instead of doing a handstand push-up, which is like very high risk, high reward, and it puts a lot of stress on your shoulders, rather than doing it this way, I'd rather have you guys do a pike push-up. Pike push-ups are still really friggin' hard, but as you can see, you just do them like this, okay? So it's like your body is almost upside down, but it's more at an angle. And this is also better for your shoulder, okay? This is similar to like a tire flip kind of motion or a Viking press, okay? So like when you have a Viking press like this and you're pushing this thing up, okay? Like this guy's doing, boom, boom, he's like pushing it up. This is a much better angle on your shoulders. And just like this is a much better angle on your shoulders. It's much more natural. It's like the same position your shoulder would be in when you're going to flip a tire or something like that. It's not directly over your head. So again, if you go directly over your head, that's internally rotating the shoulder, and we don't want that. You can actually do these completely upside down. So if you still want to do it this way, it's just less dangerous to do it on with your foot up on something. We might not get to touch on the core a lot because basically every core exercise is already really good. I mean, they're all on the floor, they're all pretty safe. You know, there's some ones that are more effective than others, but my mom mentioned the bicycle crunch. So if you guys don't, let me talk about the bicycle crunch for a second. This is like one of the best exercises. Look how she's doing it. She's doing a really good job on this one. She's not rushing it like most people do. Her elbows are coming to her knees and she's going very slow. Your abs are slow twitch muscle fibers. Slow twitch abs, okay? The core is, yeah, look at this, boom. Slow twitch and fast twitch muscle fibers. You basically, if you want to really train the core, you got to have slow twitch. These babies right here, these abs, these are slow twitch. So they actually work better when you work them slow. You want to work those exercises slow. I mean, so you want to do core exercises slower rather than faster. Whenever you're doing faster, you're just kind of jerking around and using momentum. Any kind of like planks that you can do like this will strengthen up your shoulders too. Like say you want to work on your shoulders, And you know, just doing push-ups, you're in this position, but say you can't do a push-up, okay? Well, you can still do like these planks. Now she's alternating, okay? Now this is actually pretty good exercise, plank taps, because she's loading up on one shoulder at once, and then she switches up to the other shoulder loaded up. So like, for example, Margie, you could try, if you can't do push-ups from your knees, you could always try doing these. Although, again, I think that slingshot for the push-up is going to be one of your best bets. So like this thing right here, having one of these to cradle you to help you do push-ups is really going to help, so that when you go down it cradles you, like this guy. Anyways, let's see, any other bad exercises? Oh, burpees. Okay, so like they probably have burpees on here. Burpees. So this is their classic burpee right here. Is you're drop. See how, watch her drop down to the floor. See how she like hits the floor? She's shocking her whole spine, and then she like all of a sudden really quickly goes up into like full flexion, like triple flexion of the ankles, knees, and hips, and then she does like a jump. It's like, I'd rather have you just do either just the push-up, like just this position, the planking position, or just do the jumps, okay? And when you combine them together, it is a really good cardio exercise, but it's designed to exhaust you. And I hate when people put this into circuits and stuff like that, and the people are just so gassed. Like, I mean, they feel tired, they feel like they're getting a good workout, but their form is so sloppy on these burpees. Like 9 times out of 10, people can't handle doing them, and I would reserve these burpees for like people who are in really good shape, and they're just looking for the extra little bit, because they can, even when they're very tired, they can maintain good form. So it's just a little bit overrated, and it's not like it's terrible, but it can be if you go up into this position and your back is like, you go here and your lower back is really bent, and you know, so you're bending, you might be hurting your back, and then your knees might be in a bad spot, and it just might not be good for your back or your knees. So, and also you're just really tired. Oh, this girl's she's kind of doing like the drinking bird into a jump. What do they call this? Single leg reach? Yeah, a single leg reach is a drinking bird. It's also called a single leg deadlift. I've never seen them refer it to single leg reach. I feel like the person who wrote this article didn't know what they were called, so they just called it a single leg reach. Nothing wrong with that. You don't need to do the jump though. Just do the single leg reach and come right back. This person's doing bridges. Okay, so I think we're getting close here. Let me check to see how you guys are doing. Scott says, not going to happen. I do not like Bulgarians. Not going to happen. I like the Viking press. Yes, I have a Viking press, and you guys have done the Viking press before. I don't know if Jim and Margie have done the Viking press before, though. Okay, so we were talking about all that stuff. Oh, I know the one that we wanted to talk about. So, you guys are talking about the Marine workouts and stuff like that. Yeah, the Marines love to exhaust the Army workouts, Army, Navy, Marines, all those kind of boot camp style workouts, they're all designed to exhaust you. And maybe it would be functional for a Marine to practice getting up off the floor really fast, because in combat you need to do that. So that's not a bad application for Marines. But if you're not a Marine, like I said, all the Marine exercises destroy your joints. So they build really strong soldiers that are capable and resilient and stuff like that. But you can't. It's a young man's game. You can't just keep playing around with those joints for 15, 20 years. You'll feel it's just a matter of when you'll run out of cartilage on your knees. So like at a certain point you run out of cartilage, and then boom, you're just done. Like it'll go from one day you're feeling great, and the next day it's bone on bone, and there's nothing you can do other than avoiding those exercises that before you're like, wow, I really loved these exercises, and now I can't do them at all because they destroyed your joints. We did sleep well. Yeah, okay, all right. Okay, that's true. They're designed to exhaust you, but I'm just saying, like, if you want to build muscle, you don't always have to exhaust yourself. You can work the muscle really good without feeling central nervous system fatigue, which is like full body exhaustion. Oh, this girl's doing a fire hydrant right now, by the way. Oh, you can't see her. Hold on a second. Go back to this. She's doing a fire hydrant. That's where you pretend like you're peeing on a fire hydrant, and yeah, pretty good. What's this? Yeah. Power lunges? Yeah. No. You can I'd rather you do a step up on a big step than do that. Okay, let's see if we can keep going through. Oh, I know what it is. Let's see, push-ups. Let's see what they do on this for push-up. Push up. There's not a push-up on here? Are you serious? Gotta be a push-up on here somewhere. There's no way. single leg walkout. But see, this is what I'm talking about with the functional stuff. Is it really necessary for you to like crawl down and stuff like that? Like maybe if you're like in the military or something like that, but it's like you're gonna be so exhausted from like the getting up and going down that you're gonna suck at the push-up part. Just do the push-up, don't overcomplicate it, don't get fancy with it. Push-ups, where is it? Let's see how she's doing. I haven't seen this girl doing it. She's actually doing pretty good. So what most people do, let's see if they have a wide one here. Wide push-ups? No. Okay, so like what a lot of people do is they do wide grip push-ups. And this is gonna be bad. Wide push-ups without shoulder plane. Ha! That's a bunch of crap. So if you want to do a wide grip push-up, you're gonna invite yourself to more shoulder issues, because the wider your grip goes, the more stress it is on the shoulder. And then if you go super near, oh, that's the other one you shouldn't do, is this is again getting fancy, is the diamond push-ups. Diamond push-ups. Okay, again, there's no need to have your grip this far in, and you can do diamond push-ups. It's definitely gonna work out your triceps more. But again, if you go too narrow, you're gonna work your triceps too much. And it's gonna put too much stress on your elbows. If you go too wide, then it's the opposite problem. Then you got the shoulder issues. So you just wanna do normal grip push-ups. I know it's like, this is just awkward. I've never been a fan of these. I've always felt extra pressure on my elbows. If you like doing them, go ahead. Like if this is the only way you feel like you can work out your triceps, go for it. But again, I'd rather do dips and regular push-ups to build the triceps than doing these really weird exercises. If you really, you really want a good workout, you can do cobra push-ups, or they call them dive bomber. Dive bomber push-ups. Sorry. And that's where you go like this, kind of like a cobra, and you just press up using your, oh, these are bad pictures. They're not exactly doing what I'm talking about. So she starts here, she dips down, and then she comes back up. Yeah, these aren't the best. Yep, okay, see what he's doing? Look at this. He's on the ground, and then he presses up. Now that is a great tricep workout. Look at that. Good on this guy, I don't like this video. Good job, buddy. What's this guy's name? Get Right Results. Yeah. This guy's got a small YouTube channel. I can respect that. Okay, so you can do those, okay? Cobra push-ups. You go down and then you come back up. And you go down, you come back up, okay? Dive bomber push-up. Those are really hard though, so be careful. Okay, now this is stupid. I'm sorry. I mean, it's not the worst thing in the world, but why would you do like a pulse squat with just like, I mean, she's working out her calves a little bit here, but this is the top quarter range of motion. She should be at the bottom of this motion. Oh gosh. See, I wanted to just go through this list. Oh, this is a good exercise, just kicking straight back. You can also have somebody resist against you, just doing glute kickbacks, and those bird dogs that we did before. Anyways, I can't keep looking, because every time I see one, I'm gonna want to talk about it. Alrighty, so I think that covers all the ones I don't like. So just to review all the ones that I don't like that I talked about, okay? Okay, number one, handstand stuff, okay? Upside down stuff, not necessary. Okay, direct overhead work, fancy leg stuff. Okay, so for example, like curtsies. Okay, excessive amount of jumping or weird kicking movements and random shit that you throw in there when you don't really need to. Whoa, excuse me. Okay, burpees, so you don't need to do all these like boot camp style workout stuff, fatiguing, like overly fatiguing exercises, okay? Like burpees, internally rotated exercises, and like wide grip, push-ups, dips with your arms behind you, stuff like that, okay? Avoid narrow grip ones, stuff like that, I think that's all. So that's the main thing, and then yeah, I think everything else pretty much fits into those categories, okay? So those are the 4 things I want you guys to try to avoid. I guess I didn't need to make the thing any smaller than that. Okay, let me just make sure I didn't miss any exercises before we wrap this up, okay? We talked about hip thrusts, squats, doing dips the right way. We talked about, okay, we didn't talk about doing pull-ups and stuff like that, but one thing that you could do if you want to do, so if you can't do a pull-up, you could still do a row, and a row would work pretty much the same muscles as the pull-up. It's not the exact same. It's not the same as doing a pull-up, but you could do like an inverted row. Okay. So, you know, this is very common at the gym. You'll see people grab a bar like this, okay, or maybe they'll use some TRX ropes or something like that. And let me see if I can slide it. Won't let me slide over here. Not sure why. I can temporarily hold it right here. I'm holding it with my finger on my screen. So she's holding onto that bar like that. Well, you're like, well, I don't have one of those. How would I make those at home? Well, dang it. Really not trying to click on this guy's video. Now, if you get a, if you have something like this that you can use, that's great. What you should probably try to do is something like this. Okay, so you get those two chairs again, just like we were talking about before. Okay, and it's not gonna, it is gonna let me slide over this time. Slide over, come on. Whatever. Okay, so see how this guy's doing his thing here? He's got a broomstick there, or you can get a handle, okay? And then you put it in between two different chairs. And then the further that you lean back, the more horizontal you get, the harder it gets. You're definitely not gonna need to add any weight to this. Your body weight will be way more than enough. So what you might have to start out with is, you know, at an angle. So like, you know, these towel rows and stuff, like if you have something you attach it to, that's a good idea. Like you can pull yourself on the towel just like you would do with the TRX. Here's another guy doing the same thing. Okay, this is like a classic thing. You just take the broomstick, put it in between the chairs and stuff like that. Okay, so just like how you could use this for the dips, you can also use it for the rows and stuff like that. So, but you can see like this guy. Okay, it says stop this. Okay, well, what doesn't matter. But you see how he's like not leaning that far back. That's what you could do. See this guy, he's not leaning that far back. That's gonna be a lot easier. Anyways, if you can't, so you can't do a pull-up, you can at least do an inverted row that way. Okay. So I think that covers that. Let's talk about, we talked about push-ups. Okay, that's where you're almost upside down. There's a number of things that you can do for your back. Okay, so let's see if they talk about Supermans. They got those here? No. Okay, so this one, it's like you just do type GIF. Okay, so a Superman is where you put your arms out in front of you like this. Okay, I don't think they're gonna really show it. Oh, there we go. Okay, oh, here's the three different positions. Okay, arms out in front is the Superman. Arms out to the side is the skydiver, and arms behind you is the human cannonball. Now the skydiver is one of my favorites. Maybe they don't call it, but basically you just make an X with your body. You're still laying on your stomach. They really don't have anything that shows that. Maybe not a GIF. Any type. There. Okay, she's kind of doing it here. So she's got her legs spread. Probably not far enough apart. You want to have your legs straight. Legs are straight, spread apart, and then you have your arms out straight in front of you. So you do the human cannonball, the skydivers, and the Superman. And that's great. That'll work your entire lower back, upper back, your entire spine, all the spinal muscles. It also works your butt muscles because you're lifting your leg off the ground. So those are great exercises. Lateral plank walks. Let's see if you got that one. Plank walk. This is another good one you can do for your shoulders too. Okay, just walking back and forth. That's like a progression from the just staying right there in place. Oh, there's this one that for abs. This they don't have it. Okay. Okay, well that's pretty much covers what I'm talking about there. So, like obviously, if you have a bar that you can hang from. You could do like a, you know, hanging knee tuck. This will work more than just your lower body. It'll work your upper body too. But I think that's about where we're going to stop today with all the exercises. Okay. Well, hopefully you guys have found this beneficial. Oh, Mom says, "Bye, David. I'm going to practice those 12-ounce curls you mentioned." Right. And I think Bill mentioned those too. You guys are definitely related. So thanks for sticking with me, guys. It's been almost 3 hours. I've been talking nonstop. I've been prepping for this for 5 hours, so no. 3 hours plus, yeah, 5 hours. And with that, I bid thee adieu. Okay, so that was just a small portion from one of my 2 to 3 hour long Facebook live streams. If you guys want to catch one of my streams, follow my page on Facebook at facebook.com/onelifetolift. Go ahead and give it a like and you'll get notified whenever I go live. If you like this kind of content, check out the other clips I have on my stream clips playlist here on YouTube. And if there's a topic you'd like me to expand on, sound off in the comments down below. If it's something that I can answer quickly, I'll respond in the comments. But if it's a bigger topic, I may even make it a video in the future for my YouTube channel, or just do a stream on it. I'm always looking for new suggestions since there are so many juicy topics to cover. And as always, make sure to subscribe for more of these videos, and I'll catch you in the next clip coming right up.